Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's lukemick here, and I am glad to have you with me for this video. Today I am bringing you another haul unboxing video, and this is going to be focused on the UK distributor Indicator Films. They recently had a spring sale. It was very brief. It was for like 1 week right at the end of March, and I didn't know it was coming, and I was not expecting to make an enormous purchase from Indicator at the end of March, but I thought, well, I don't know when their sales normally are, and, you know, they have limited editions, and there are things that have been released by them recently that I've been interested in, and I didn't want to miss out on those opportunities. And then I saw that their free shipping threshold to ship to the US was 200 British pound, and I was like, I might have to reach that threshold. And it got to the point where I wasn't quite at 200 pound, but because of the shipping costs, which are actually really high, it made more sense to just add a couple more films to get the free shipping, and I ended up paying less by adding more movies than not getting as many movies as I originally wanted. So this is a pretty big haul, and I'll show it to you right now.
While still in the box.
And I'm going to very carefully lift it up because I'm also using it as a LaCroix table. But this is enormously heavy. I'm about to, my wrists are about to snap in half like rice cakes. 2 boxes brought to me by FedEx. That is really heavy. There's a lot of movie in there, I'll tell you that. That was such a workout, I had to take a sip of my LaCroix. We have a lot to go over, and I just want to preface by saying that most of the stuff you would probably call blind buys. They're films that I haven't seen, but just know that I spent hours with my shopping cart. And Nancy, my girlfriend, could tell you. She was amazed I could entertain myself for so long on the Indicator website, and also on the Kino website, because I placed my Kino order and this Indicator order on like the same day basically. But I was on there for a long time, and I was going back and forth, like, are these films available in my region, Region A? What are the special features like for the Region A releases versus these Indicator releases? So there was a lot of thought and a lot of effort put into the films I decided to buy, and I moved so many things in and out of the cart that I truly don't remember everything that actually is going to be in this box. So this is going to be interesting, not only for you all watching if you find this sort of thing to be interesting, but it's going to be interesting for me as well, because I'm going to be pulling out a lot of films that I might go, oh, I bought this. Why did I buy this? And then I might have to read about it and be like, oh, it's because it's directed by this person, or it stars this person, you know. So let's get started. I am going to actually, for the time being, move my LaCroix to the ground because there's going to be a lot of activity over here with this package. So goodbye, Pamplemousse. And let's start with the bottom, the sort of bigger package. 2 different FedEx-sized packages. My knife just fell on the ground and almost sliced my foot off. So they come in these nice little kind of like crack wrapped little bundles here, very protected. We're gonna get the, oh, it's locked in. Gonna get the knife out, and we're gonna just cut it open. I probably don't have to do this so dangerously with it hanging in air like this, and using this actually very dull knife that's very sharp at the tip. Like, you could stab someone and you'd really hurt them with this. Okay, so the first pouch is open. I also turned off some lights in here because I was looking at myself and I was like, it's way too bright in here. But the first thing I see here is just a little pamphlet with upcoming or current releases. You know, just a fun little physical catalog thing to look through. And also, I think this must have been, I must have hit the limited edition timing thing, but it's a set of postcards that you get when you spend over £50 on their storefront, which I quadrupled, I think, so I could hit their free shipping threshold. We have the big gun down. Oh, this is awesome. I love the swimmer. Burt Lancaster, the swimmer. This is so cool. I don't think Indicator has put this out, so they must be just picking random films, because I'm pretty sure this is not on Blu-ray through them. Very cool. I love the swimmer. The Bullfighter and the Lady. I have not heard of that film. Carnal Knowledge. Pastor Hall. And, oh, Dracula, A Love Story. Very cool. This is the one they advertised when they said they had postcards. But yeah, they literally are postcards. You can send them to someone if you want to. But yeah, that's very cool. I love this one for the swimmer. I was not expecting that at all. What a pleasant surprise. Okay, first one. Brian De Palma's Body Double. And let me figure out where I should be holding these so I don't piss the light off. A De Palma film, one from the 80s. Who is in this one? I actually don't know. Melanie Griffith is the biggest name in this film. I can't recall if this is out on Blu-ray in Region A. This one I honestly didn't really research very much. I just saw, oh, it's a Brian De Palma film I haven't seen. I've always been a little bit interested in it, so I ordered it. Blue Collar, a Paul Schrader film that is written by Paul and his brother Leonard, stars Yaphet Kotto and Harvey Keitel and Richard Pryor. Came out in the late 70s, I think just a year after Schrader's Hardcore. I love Paul Schrader. He is one of my favorite filmmakers. He's made some fantastic films and written some amazing screenplays, i.e. Taxi Driver, Mishima, Life in 4 Chapters, First Reformed, etc. I love Paul Schrader, and I'm always interested in watching his back catalog of films. This one is out on Kino Lorber. They have released it in the US and Canada or wherever they have licenses to distribute their films, but I liked the special features content on this Indicator release more, so I decided to buy their edition instead. Spring Night, Summer Night. I had never heard of this film before, and I think it is, Indicator at least, is marketing it as a sort of hidden gem of its era, which is the late 60s, and it's an American independent film, from what I understand, and it's brought to us with the help of Nicholas Winding Refn, who is a filmmaker that has made many films. He's a contemporary filmmaker. Drive is probably his most popular film with Ryan Gosling, 2011. And just the fact that I love it when filmmakers, especially auteurs like Refn, decide to, I don't know, help bring films back to life. And just that, his word of approval and his work to bring this to us was enough to make me interested in it, and enough to make me want to just go into it and give it a shot. And it looks like it's really, like, this is the list of special features. It looks like it's packed with stuff. So it seems like there's going to be a lot of great extra material on top of just the film itself. So that is Spring Night, Summer Night. The Pillow Book. I had never heard of this film before, but I was really drawn to it because it stars Ken Ogata of Mishima, A Life in 4 Chapters, and Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor and Ken Ogata, two actors whom I just really like. I don't think I know who Vivian Wu is, but I'm assuming that's her on the front. You know, a film that I was drawn to because it is starring two actors whom I never would have thought in my mind would have ever worked together. So I decided to go in on The Pillow Book, and I think that this is a limited edition. Something I noticed with Indicator is that their limited editions, the way they work is that they have box sets similar to like your Arrow Video or Vinegar Syndrome or whatever that are limited, but they also do limited editions that are just normal, like in normal cases like this, and the limited part is the booklet that is inside, and they're usually pretty large books on the inside of these cases. So in case you didn't know that, that's generally what a limited edition Indicator release is. The first pressing of a release has the booklet, and then the rest after that do not. Alright, time to open the next packet here. Get it on!
Time for brass balls. The object is to catch this and make it across the bridge. Get it on!
Oh,
Is it even necessary to use the knife? Let's see. Oh, okay, that ripped pretty well. No point in putting myself in harm's way, I should say. Goodbye, knife. The Last Movie. Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper directed and starring film. Why does this look like it's been damaged or something? It just looks like it's been like vacuum sucked in a little bit. That's okay. This is the standard edition of this film. There was a limited edition that had a lot of extra stuff, like a pretty big book, a hard box. I'm pretty sure that was for this film. No longer available. But yes, I love Dennis Hopper as an actor, as an artist, and this is a film of his that I think, you know, is a pretty common one for people to talk about. So The Last Movie, but I will say it is not the last movie in this haul, so just in case you were concerned about that. Missing, Jack Lemmon and Sissy Spacek. Let me just read what the back of this has to say, because basically what this says on the back is what made me interested in checking out the film. Charlie Horman thought that being an American would guarantee his safety. His family believed that being Americans would guarantee them the truth. They were all wrong. Okay, maybe that's not exactly what I read to make me interested in this film, but it is about the search for an American man who goes missing or is captured or something in a foreign country somewhere outside of the United States. I don't recall where, and they don't give you that sort of synopsis information on the back of their releases. So yeah, I just recall it sounding very interesting to me, and Sissy Spacek is obviously great. And yeah, that is Missing, period. We have another Jack Lemmon film here with Jane Fonda and Michael Douglas as well. It is called The China Syndrome, and this is a film that I'll read the quip here, the selling point here. Today, only a handful of people know what it means. Soon you will know. This was I got like from what I recall when I was reading about these films, it sounded a bit like All the President's Men or like Blowout, one of those types of films where people uncover something that they weren't supposed to, and it's this enormous conspiracy. I think it's based on a true story. Don't quote me on that, but I think that was correct, and this came out in 1979, so a good old U.S. 1970s film with Michael Douglas and Jack Lemmon and Jane Fonda. Sounds like a sort of espionage, drama, political classic, so The China Syndrome. Okay. I can't remember what made me interested in this one exactly, but it looks pretty fun. There was some selling point on Little Murders. It's not murderers, it's little murders. There was some selling point to this film that made me really, really interested, but I do see Donald Sutherland's name, which is always a great sign. And the little review on the back here says, funny in a new and frightening way. I'm assuming it's... Oh, that's right. It's directed by Alan Arkin, which I thought was very interesting. I just hit my microphone. Sorry if there was a jump in the audio. Directed by Alan Arkin, who... I think this is one of the very few films he actually directed. He's primarily an actor. So I think the combination of him and Donald Sutherland and... there was something about the story in this film that made me interested in it. I'm so sorry if I'm giving very vague and brief explanations for why I bought these movies or what these movies are about, but I was processing so much information when I was placing these orders, but there was something about it that made me very interested. So, Little Murders. Let me know if you've seen it and if you enjoy it. Okay, we have 4 more packs in the larger box, and I forgot I don't need the knife, I don't think. Let me see if I can just tear this one open. Yeah, this bubble wrap rips pretty easily. It's a nice, soft, soundless rip. Definitely some squeaking from the tape, but the bubble wrap is pretty quiet, in all honesty. What can I say about this film? Secret Friends. This film I almost didn't buy. It came out of the cart, but then when I realized I needed to add more films to get free shipping and in turn end up paying less, this is one of the ones I decided to add back into the cart, and it sounds like... was it a 90s TV movie that's a sort of surreal paranoia movie on a train? I think the cover is very cool. This sort of symmetry here, this sort of mirror effect. And let me just read what it says. Dennis Potter's dark and passionate portrait of an amnesiac struggling to distinguish violent sexual fantasies from actual memories. So that sounds pretty interesting. I like psych thrillers. So yes, that is Secret Friends. These 2 are most certainly limited editions. The first one here is Scum. Love the title and the cover and the entire design of this box. I don't know what this film is about, but just the fact that it's called Scum makes me feel like it's going to be pretty grimy, dirty, and I don't know, pretty edgy, I guess. And it's the 40th anniversary edition, so this is a pretty old film, 1979, from the UK. This limited edition was truly pretty inexpensive. I think it ended up being... When I buy from Indicator's website, it seems that I add everything to the cart, and then once it realizes I live in the US and I'm going to be paying in US dollars, they lower the price in Great British Pound on my items. So I don't know if they're like accounting for the higher conversion rate between USD and GBP. I'm not really sure, but it ended up costing me probably like $10 to $12 US. So hopefully it's good. I mean, I'm sure it looks like something that I will find interesting and will find something to like about it. It looks like from like a cinematography and aesthetic standpoint, sounds like something I'd like. It looks like something I'd like, I should say. So that is Scum. And we have Peter Cushing in Corruption. This one is out in Region A territories. I'm really slipping up. I think I need a sip of my LaCroix. Give this video a like if you like LaCroix. Corruption, Peter Cushing. Grindhouse has this film out in Region A, but honestly, this box set from Indicator just seemed more appealing to me, and it was a lower price than I've ever seen from the Grindhouse releasing edition. Grindhouse doesn't usually have many sales or great sales on their website, and again, this, similar to Scum, was pretty inexpensive. They're similar sets in the way that they're just standalone films, but they come in a bigger box with a booklet and everything. And I'm gonna burp from that LaCroix. Wow. Okay, sorry about that. If you don't like burps, I apologize. Corruption and Scum. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Peter Cushing in a more depraved, nasty role. The Grindhouse releasing version of this film definitely makes Peter Cushing look like a disgusting maniac. So yeah, it'll be interesting seeing Grand Moff Tarkin be a nasty psycho. So yeah, Corruption. Last pack from the first box. Okay, I think this is a Hammer release, is it? Actually, no, it just says Columbia Pictures, Sony. A Nightmare Manhunt for Maniac Prowler. Not for a Maniac Prowler, just for Maniac Prowler, not the Maniac Prowler. A Nightmare Manhunt for Maniac Prowler. Is that his name? Maniac Prowler? Oh, it is brought to us by, it's a Hammer film production. Looks cool. You know, it looks like maybe a police procedural detective chase down the killer. You know, it's a manhunt for Maniac Prowler. Never Take Sweets from a Stranger. I think that's the first time I said the name of the film. I like that title a lot. That's a great title, I think. So, yeah. Okay, nice. I didn't realize that this man was in it. I knew that this was a Mia Farrow film. It's called Secret Ceremony, but it also stars Robert Mitchum, which I don't think I realized when I was deciding to purchase this film, so that's great. Robert Mitchum in The Night of the Hunter is just absolutely amazing, and if he has any sort of role like he does in that film, then in this film, then that'd be amazing. It's time to speak of unspoken things. I can't recall if this is a horror movie or a thriller. It definitely looks very, I don't know, the idea of a secret ceremony, and with Mia Farrow, it sounds like Rosemary's Baby a little bit. Like, there definitely is a secret ceremony in Rosemary's Baby. And they even say on here, more haunted than in Rosemary's Baby. So they even reference that film on this release. So that's the thing with a lot of these films I bought, is that I've never seen them before, and I have never heard many people talk about these films, if ever, so I really am going in blind, but anything that has good Letterboxd scores or just interesting synopses that I just feel like I relate to or would enjoy, I went in on, so I could hit that free shipping, and because I just want to have a lot of good films at my disposal. So Secret Ceremony. I hope this one's good. Resurrected. This is the first film directed by Paul Greengrass, who directed a couple of the Jason Bourne films, and like Captain Phillips and stuff like that. And this also sounded really interesting. I think it is based on a true story, and this seems like it gives a very nice, quick, and concise synopsis
for what this film is about.
June 14th, 1982. The Falklands. Private Kevin Deacon missing, presumed dead. 49 days later, he came back. That was his crime. It's about a soldier who was missing for 49 days, and when he returns, I think he is accused of abandoning the service. I don't remember the exact words they used to describe that, but someone who basically ran away from war or from being a soldier or whatever. But he didn't actually, I don't think. I think something happened to him, and he basically is just treated like shit for, being, blamed for leaving the service. So yeah, it sounded pretty interesting to me. I like Paul Greengrass films. I don't love them. I like the Bourne movies. I just don't watch his films or go back to them. I see them and I'm like, all right, that was good, and then I don't go back. So Paul Greengrass wasn't really the selling point. It was just the idea of the film and just what it was about. It sounded very interesting. Track 29, directed by Nicholas, is it Roeg or Roeg? I think the only film of his I've seen is Don't Look Now, and I love that film. It's a freaking wonderful psychological horror film with Donald Sutherland and I can't remember who his co-star is in that movie, but it's a great film with an absolutely horrifying ending. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. I don't think this is one of his more famous films or one of his more, critically acclaimed films, but just the The visual presentation that I love so much in Don't Look Now is something that I am curious to see more throughout his work. I just want to see more of his films because I love the style of that film, and I hope that the themes and the ideas that are in Don't Look Now carry through to his other work. So interested to check out track 29. Okay, we are on to the last box, the smaller box, but honestly I think that the height of each stack might be like the same, so, well actually, this is just one box set in here. I'll open this one first. Let's see, we have the William Castle at Columbia, volume 2, is it? Yeah, it's the second volume. I think volume 1 must be sold out and out of print. I don't think it was available on the website. Otherwise, I probably would have grabbed that one. These look like 1950s or 60s era, I don't know, I guess studio horror pictures, maybe? I guess I don't know exactly what they are. I truly added this to the cart because it was basically free. With everything that I had in the cart already, I had to hit that free shipping and just get more movies. This was one of the last things I added just to make it more cost effective. So I just kind of bought it on a whim, but the films are called Zot's 13 Frightened Girls, Straitjacket, and The Old Dark House. The Wildest Web of Evil Ever Spun. William Castle at, where is this at? Columbia. Volume 2. Okay, we have a bundle of just standalone releases. This one I'm really interested in. It is called The Deadly Affair, and it's directed by Sidney Lumet, and it actually stars, or at least billed on here, is Harriet Anderson of many Ingmar Bergman films, including Through a Glass Darkly, Smiles of a Summer Night, Cries and Whispers, several films. So the fact that she is in this film, maybe in an English-speaking role, I'm not sure. I haven't seen her in an English-speaking role. It is a UK-produced film, so seeing her in a film outside of Sweden, outside of the Bergman-verse, if you will, was something that was really interesting to me, because I love her in his films. She's generally one of my favorite parts of the films that she's in, of Bergman. So The Deadly Affair. Very interested in this one, and Sidney Lumet, obviously, a master of cinema, classic filmmaker. Yes, okay, I did buy this one. I didn't know if I bought this one for sure, but I did. It's their planet. We are the aliens. John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars, or Ghosts of Mars, not just the Ghost of Mars. All of the Ghosts of Mars. This is supposed to be pretty bad, and Indicator has granted us with plenty of special features on here, it seems, and, it stars Ice Cube, and I think Jason Statham, Pam Grier, such a weird cast. I don't know, I hear this is just a tonal mess of a movie, and it's from 2001. It looks so 90s, but it's 2001, which is close enough to the 90s, but yeah, this does have a release in the US, but it's not through a boutique label, I don't think, and I don't think that the transfer is supposed to be as good as this Indicator release from what I recall while researching and deciding if I should buy this, but I did buy it. I'm glad I did. The only thing, though, that's kind of obnoxious is that it's in a blue case. Was there one other film I've shown that was in a blue case? Everything else is clear, so that's kind of annoying. Maybe I'll buy, like, a replacement, like, blank clear case or something. But yes, that is Ghosts of Mars. Should be a steaming pile. And I love a good steaming pile every now and then. The New Centurions. When did this come out, first of all? 1972? That looks like a 1972 film. I bought this because George C. Scott is awesome, and Stacy Keach is underrated and equally awesome. Just two lead actors whom, from their eras of stardom, I love them. I think that Stacy Keach honestly elevates a lot of the stuff that he's in, especially in this era of his career. And yeah, what is this? It's The Picture About Cops by a Cop is back to blast the screen. I didn't realize it was such a cop-centric film, but I guess you can kind of tell. Well, I wonder what the tone of this is going to be. That makes me very interested in it now. I'm excited to see what The New Centurions is about, and I have no doubt that George C. Scott and Stacy Keach will at least make it incredibly enjoyable with their screen presence. So that is The New Centurions. 10 Rillington Place. And this is actually from the same director as The New Centurions, Richard Fleischer. This film stars Richard Attenborough, Judy Geeson, who I don't think I know her, at least not by name, and John Hurt. What happened to the women at 10 Rillington Place? The true story of John Reginald Christie, who turned his backyard into a burial ground. Richard Attenborough of Jurassic Park, being some creepy stalker neighbor guy killing people, and based on a true story. I like true crime, and I like horror films. That's probably pretty clear if you watch my channel. So this sounded like something that I'd be very interested in. Hopefully it's a depraved little gem from the early 70s. I've never heard anyone talk about this. I had never heard about it until I saw it on Indicator's website, and I said, I want to give that a shot. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, starring Sidney Poitier. I haven't seen this film, but what I believe it to be is about a white woman who is bringing her black boyfriend or fiancé home to meet her parents for dinner. It might be the first time that they have met him. I'm not entirely sure, as I haven't seen the film, but it sounds great. Sounds like an absolute classic, and I actually have not seen many Sidney Poitier films, so I think that this would be a really good one to sort of get me introduced to him as an actor. It definitely is one of his more famous ones, I believe. So yes, that is Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Okay, 2 more packages here, and this one is just 1 box set, and the last one might just be 1 box set as well. This is Hammer, Volume 5.
Death and Deceit.
Fabulous Feats of Adventure, Never Seen Before. Really awesome looking box set. I love the artwork on the front here and around the whole thing. There's a box elder bug crawling around on my box light, and it distracted me. These films are called Visa to Canton, The Pirates of Blood River, The Scarlet Blade, and The Brigand of Kandahar. Do y'all see that? Do y'all hear that? I forgot that the microphone is right here, so I was talking to a wall. You might not have heard me very well, but you can at least read them. This is Hammer, Volume 5, a limited edition. That's probably pretty clear and obvious because it's such a nice box, you know. And this is number 723 of 6,000. I don't even know if I've seen any films produced by Hammer Pictures. Are they called Hammer Pictures? I don't know if I have. If I have, I don't know what they are. But I've never like actively looked for Hammer films. But with this sale, I definitely bought a couple of films that are, you know, brought to us by them. There's one more here, and it is Hammer Volume 6, Night Shadows. Again, very cool box art here. I love this skeleton on this dead skeleton horse. Very haunting imagery here with such a freaking bleak, black, and deep, bleak, black background. That's what I'm trying to say. Limited edition 4,220 of 6,000. The Shadow of the Cat, Captain Clegg, The Phantoms of the Opera, multiple phantoms, and Nightmare. So, Hammer, Volume 6, Night Shadows. Not Death Shadows, the other one had the word death. Night Shadows. Again, I'm not too familiar with the Hammer canon, so these are all going to be very fresh and very new to me. Things I've never experienced before. So yes, that is the Hammer Volume 6 box set from Indicator. And that is everything. I have a lot to watch. As always, I always have so much to watch. But that's the great thing, is that there's always something to watch, and there's usually always time to watch something. I don't know what that was all about. What I just said there, it doesn't really matter. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content that is Blu-ray, 4K, boutique, label related. You know how it goes on this channel. Let me know down below if I bought some gems or some stinkers, if you've seen these films, or if you have other recommendations for Indicator releases, or just films in general, maybe films that are somewhat related to some of the things I bought. Whatever. That's all I have for you. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you again very soon, and I will talk to you later.